Your field stabilized. Intaro Adun.
Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War. It's remastered. You know that. We're on Radeon today with Rain and RoyaL, two R names with one ASL championship under each of their belts. Bottom right, it's going to be a Red Terran player. It is RoyaL. He's got an ASL championship, and in the top left, it is Rain, who also has an ASL championship. It was 7 years ago, and he has a KSL championship as well in the last 7 years, as well as a handful of second and third place finishes, another ASL and KSL championships, man. Woo, as good as it gets. This Protoss player, Rain, under his Smurf name that he likes, Mini Maxi, and RoyaL, his Smurf name that he likes, Last. Honoring other Terran players, honoring other Protoss players, I like it. I like the camaraderie and friendship and brotherhood in the Brood War scene. Makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. This is a DEF CON 1 replay sent to me by RJB of RJB TV fame. You know him. He does fastest map. And I'm going to say, is it a Nexus first opening here? Nah, it's just going to be a gate first. There we go. Gateway first here. And wow, no gas. Interesting opening here from Rain. We're not going to go command center first, are we? Nope. So barracks a little bit late. 180 or 90 minerals instead of 150. That's A-okay. Just a tiny bit late, but tiny bit late. Can be a big deal in these high-level PVTs and high-level Brood War in general. So no gas for the Terrans. So I think we're going to see a bunker getting hit by Dragoons here. Gas now starting here from Rain. And yeah, we're going to see a cybernetics core. We're going to see range before the expansion. And the SCV is running around and moving out on the map to see where the heck this Protoss is. Oh no, I got scouted before I scouted the Protoss. Now I'm at a disadvantage. And hurry, make gas. Make him think that we're not going to expand before factory. Are we fooled? Are we fooled, Rain? Cybernetics core almost done. And there we go. An expansion. And yeah, still finishing the gas here. Could have canceled it. But hey, one worker on gas. That's A-okay here. Zealot showing up. We've got 3 SCVs to body block and tank for this Marine. Oh, excellent. Excellent job there. Good job, Mr. SCVs. One of you is Steve, and one of you is, not Steve. I guess this is Steve, right? Steve is the scouting SCV. Cybernetics core down and expanding before range. Here is Rain. A little bit of the opposite of what I predicted, but hey. Can't all be right on our predictions, can we? Certainly not. Man. Anyway, happy March, everyone. The 10-year anniversary of this channel was last week on February 28th. That's when I uploaded my first video on this channel back in 2015. February 28th. It was a Hearthstone video. I got into StarCraft pretty soon after that, though, and that's where it's been forevermore. So yeah, 10 years of YouTubing, folks. Did I think eventually one day we'd get to this point where I am able to support my family on the channel? No, I didn't think we could. And to celebrate the 10-year anniversary, I did a 10-hour stream here on YouTube and out there on Twitch at twitch.tv/FalconPaladin, simulcasting and multi-streaming. It was a lot of fun. Tons of fun there. So if you stopped by and said hello, thanks. If you supported the channel, thanks for that too. And yeah, we're just here doing StarCraft all of the time, man. It is StarCraft Brood War 5 times a week. Crazy amounts of stuff. Well, I mean, technically 7 times a week because we're streaming on days where we're not posting a VOD. Anyway, if you haven't seen a StarCraft VOD or a stream in a while, it's Probably because the algorithm is not serving it to you. So just come to youtube.com/Falcon Paladin. You'll get to see all the cool stuff I've been doing, all the great games I've cast, like this one right here. Engineering Bay coming in. He is worried about Reavers. He is worried about incoming drops because guess what? A shuttle's on the way. Singularity charges coming in too. That was delayed quite a bit. So yeah, we're not getting any Dragoons firing on these bunkers today at all, I don't think. Because guess what? Siege tank's on the way. Probably going to start up siege mode here with all of the resources he's saving up. 270, 280, 290, 300 minerals. And he gets a machine shop. Oh, that one's done. What are you firing up here? Additional SCVs? It's like, I don't need siege tanks to deal with Dragoons. Falcon, not at this stage of the game. It'll be fine. Gonna get vulture speed instead. I want to be aggressive out on the map. Causing problems for this third base that Rain's thinking about taking. Fair enough, man. Ooh, it is a robotic support bay. It is going to be Reaver shenanigans here. It's not snow, but it is rain, which is a cousin of snow. Haha. I mean, not literally. Anyway, third base coming in here. Pylon here to maybe keep an eye on potential drops incoming. You'd think you want a little bit more vision up this way, but he can't get that because the pylon can't see that far anyway, no matter where you put it. All right, Spider Mines. We are upgrading vultures before getting tanks out at all. Oh, that hold position Dragoon's going to die. Oh, did turn away, but run. Nope, not fast enough. Not fast enough at all to survive that. Third base coming in. What do we defend the third base with? A Dragoon? We've got a Reaver and a couple Zealots. That actually might be pretty good against 3 unsiegeable tanks. And a couple Marines, too. Gate. Shuttle scouted, and at the same time, push scouted. Quick turret, build now, turret. We need you. Yeah, this third base is not happening. It's just not happening. He's like, well, I hope we can get some damage over on this side. Turret, mushroom. Turret not done in time to stop the unload of the Reaver inside the mineral line. Nice hit there. 3 SCVs die. Pick up. Boost out, head over into the main base as well. Meanwhile, just unsiege siege tanks pushing into your natural base. No problems here at all, friends. Another SCV goes down. Reaver picking up those kills. Going after missile turrets, the natural enemy of the Reaver. If you know, you know. 4 buildings dying. Dragoons have range. They can get a couple hits off there if that siege mode would finish anytime now. That'd be nice. There it is. Siege mode is now done. Can we handle it? God, this Reaver's still sitting here, huh? These Goliaths not doing a lot on the other side of it. Nice pick off on a tank. 1 tank siege, 1 tank unsieged, 1 dead of the 3 that showed up there on the other side of the map. Trying to cover the action on both sides. Vulture jumping in, picking off a wounded Dragoon there. Bullying into this natural base insanely. This Reaver still going to town, guys. Nothing has killed this. It's taken some damage to its shields, but it's alive. Probes trying to fight against these Vultures. Really annoying stuff there. Taking down their support bay would be really, really good considering how effective this Reaver has been. Where is the response? RoyaL, I know you sent a couple dudes over here, a couple Goliaths to take this thing down. Finally, a siege tank shows up. 2 siege tanks obliterate the thing. Ooh, dropping on the siege tanks. Nicely done. Nicely done. Shutting it down. Saving the support bay with 13 total hit points. Vultures need to run up here and kill that now. They might sacrifice their entire lives, but setting that tech back would be a pretty big deal in Terran Town. He's bringing the SCVs back to the main base. He's at 45 workers on 2 bases to 34 probes for the Protoss. Both players trying to saturate their bases after their bases have been under siege. Under Siege. You seen that movie with Steven Seagal? He plays this like ex-Green Beret who's working as a cook. Or I guess maybe, I don't even know what he's supposed to be. A Navy SEAL who works as a cook on a ship in the U.S. Navy, and then terrorists take it over and he has to save the day. Yeah, not the best martial artist, not the best actor either, Steven Seagal, but man, he carved out a pretty decent little career for himself in the world anyway. I kind of find it aspirational on a certain level. Because am I the best caster? No. Am I the most handsome? No. Do I have the biggest reach? Absolutely not. But I'm doing my best out here. And people will remember Falcon when all is said and done, possibly. Third base coming in from Rain. Now, after that was delayed immensely, 9-minute on that. Terran, however, doesn't have a third base either. He's just building factories here. 1, 2, 3, 4 fac. Speed shuttle being terrifying, but not actually landing anywhere. Obs comes in and says, what's the main base look like? Got a couple turrets, got some spider mines laid where you don't want to unload anything, but especially not a Reaver. Where are we at? 85 to 73 supply. One heck of a game this is. Again, thanks RGB for the replay. And tap that like button here on the video if you are enjoying it. So far, so good. No upgrades, just now getting started with the +1 attack. For Rain and Terran, just pretty happy to sit here on 2 bases, work off of 4 factories, get some upgrades for his own mech. He's working on that +1. It's a little bit ahead, but upgrades do seem to matter a bit more for Terran than Protoss in this matchup. Isn't that the case? A couple Goliaths to make sure that the shuttle can't drop on these tanks, at least not very easily anymore. Starport on the way, and a Citadel of a Dune. So we're moving deeper into the late game here on this TVP at 10 minutes. Unloading the shuttles. Woo! Unloading, and 1 siege tank died. Not too bad. Trying to snipe down the shuttle. The shuttle does die. Reaver unloads. No, jumping in with the Dragoons. Wiping out those siege tanks. Well executed by Rain. Whoa! There's a high ground siege tank there, which is problematic. That bunker is empty, which is not problematic. Reaver wants to get in here. Should probably be target fired, particularly by these tanks, but one tank gets killed, and the other tank is not in siege mode. Reaver shots getting into these SCVs, trying to fight and arrest these Dragoons. He gets taken down by that siege tank, who finally gets his siege mode done. He's dead. He's dead. Spider-Mine connections here. Pretty good. Another tank pops out of the factory at the nick of time. Will he be able to hold against these Dragoons? Absolutely not enough, but with the repair, maybe he will. This is an insane attack. 3 kills. 3 kills apiece here for these 2 Dragoons. They're very injured. It takes 8 kills to kill an SCV if you're a Dragoon, so if you're sharing attacks, it's only 4, which seems fine, I guess. Spider-Mine's not connecting. These guys hanging out behind the mineral line. 6 kills on that one. Oh, his friend won. Oh, well. Either die by Spider-Mine or die by siege tank. That's what I always say. More factories being added in. We got a science facility. That's got to be a command center. It is. CC being produced. Gonna land it over here for a 3rd base. Vultures, once again. I think a decent target is this robotic support bay. 2 Vultures aren't going to take that down, though. Come on! 2 Vultures? No. Absolutely no way. Rest in peace, Michelle Trachtenberg. She died at the time of this casting. She died at 39 years old. She had some health complications that I don't think we have all the details about it. She had a liver transplant last year and then passed away in February. So, I don't know what happened, but I just remember when I was a kid, she's like 2 years younger than I am, but when I was a kid, Harriet the Spy, I thought that was a pretty good movie. Pretty good adaptation of the novel, which I really enjoyed too. And then she just had a pretty good career after that. Kind of turned into a Nick Kid after that on Pete and Pete. And then I think, did she have her own show? Anyway, pretty successful. Pretty successful career. Gossip Girl. She was on Eurotrip, a fairly successful movie in the mid-2000s. So kind of a sad story. Anyway, when somebody younger than me dies, I'm like, I don't feel great about this. Anyway, Vultures unloading inside the natural base of Rain, going to town there, and then unloading 2 more Vultures inside the main base. We don't have any Scarabs yet, says Reaver Man. There it is. Run. Oh, that was a crazy long shot. Dude, Scarab shots sometimes are incredible. You brought the probes back to work when there's still a Vulture here, guy. God, pulls him out just in time. 5 kills on that Vulture. He gets dragged into a, well, I was going to say a siege tank. It might as well be a siege tank to him. That's a cannon. 4th base is coming in, and we're just clearing spider mines out without detection, you know, because we're cool that way. There we go. He's doing the Bisu stutter step micro actually pretty clean. That was clean at the end. 3rd base getting situated. Observer scouts it, dies. The last thing he sees is the 3rd base coming up from RoyaL. So, fantastic little 2024 replay here today. Absolutely good stuff on both sides. I think we've kind of settled in now. Protoss is up about 30 supply, which means he's about even with the Terran. It's about where you want to be. Feeling fine about it. However, the more tanks show up, the more upgrades the tanks get, the worse it's going to be. So we got to keep an eye on the potential for carriers. Rain is a high-level Protoss player. As such, he will go carriers from time to time. Very normal decision. I mean, lower level players go carriers too. It's not like this is the domain of the highest echelon of Protoss. Only they are capable of controlling the mighty carrier in a way that makes sense and is effective against Terran. No. They're pretty good at lower leagues too. They're hard to deal with for Terran no matter what level you're at. Seen every single Terran player that I've... Like, every pro Terran player I've cast on the channel has died to carriers at some point. Even Flash! Shock. Horror. Even our God Emperor Flash has died to carriers sometimes. This is the nature of the unit. It's good. It's not so good we go carriers every game, but keeping the Terran player off balance by going Dragoons and drops and stuff and then throwing carriers at his face when he's not paying attention is really effective. We've seen it done recently on the channel, haven't we? Zealots coming down. Reaver into the natural base. Oh, the SCVs are confused, but only a couple SCVs die there. Man, I thought for sure they'd get some more kills there, but I think targeting the further away SCVs really came back to bite him. Good retreat. And here we go. Going after the traditional sniping down the multiple supply depots play here. Kind of losing it, actually. Taking a siege tank shot will make you get out of there more than anything else here. Back into the natural base. Siege tank's a little bit slow. Good hit. That's a great hit. That's a fantastic hit. Worker count, 57 for the Terran, 61 for the Protoss. The Reaver shenanigans today have been, I want to say, snow-esque. Shoot something. Didn't shoot anything. Ah. Spanning up the top right here. Siege tank dropping. Going to try to cancel that Nexus, but... good luck. We're going to take down the dropship. It's actually more of a concern than the siege tank is. About 200 shields getting knocked off of that thing in the top right. So now, 180 to 150 supply. Still about 30 supply ahead for the Protoss. He's expanding a bunch. He's planning on losing a base or two in this game, so having a million bases is not a question of greed as much as it is a question of practicality. At least in my opinion. Mouse got away from me there again. Well, Psy Storms! Yeah! What a storm drop! Dude, Rain's coming in with storm drops. He's coming in with siege tank drops. He's killed so many SCVs in the first 17 minutes. It is now a 40 supply lead for, I was going to call him Bisu. I'm so impressed by this. It's Rain, but don't forget to put respect on Rain's name. I talked about his resume earlier in here. Last 7 years, 1 KSL win, 1 ASL win. A handful of second and third place finishes in ASL and KSL championships against crazy high talent. So he's great. We like Rain a lot here on the channel. I'm going to try to engage into this thing. Well, I don't know if there's enough tanks to actually do that. Rain decides, I'm going to think better of it, though. Going to head over this way, but we got a wall off here. Siege tanks behind it. You know, I'm going to say, well, he goes for it. There's a wall off here and siege tanks behind it, and Rain says, so what? And then he says, oh, no, you're right about that. Bye. Bye, bye, bye. Fourth base coming in 6 o'clock here on Radeon. It's a high ground base with a fairly narrow ramp. A wonderful place to hang out if you are a Terran with siege tanks on the top of that ramp. Still no sign of carriers here out of Rain. I don't know if we're going to get to him today. He seems pretty married to this Gateway Man scenario. Psy Storm on the tanks. Shuttle trying to grab stuff to drop onto. Actually, Shuttle's empty, so never mind. Just here to unload High Templar, I guess. It's not a bad engagement for Rain, but he's running out of Zealots, and that means it's time to go. But you don't have Zealots causing major problems down here. The Dragoons themselves have a bit of a problem, or a spot of bother, as the British would say. Love this base. Love it for Rain. So he's at 6 bases to the 4 of RoyaL. RoyaL's macro is one of his superpowers. He is one of the best players at getting maxed out, getting to 4, getting to 5 bases, getting to 6 bases in a TVP in the world. It's what he's very, very good at. And when you can do that, it's going to be tough for a Protoss to take you down. 10 Dragoons at a time in production. Zealots have 2 attack and 1 armor. The Protoss, or the Terrans, at +2/+0. Trying to sneak it on in. Shuttle into the 4th base, maybe. He backs it out, says, got a couple tanks down there. Unloading a High Templar just means he gets eviscerated immediately. Rain's trying to expand down this left side, but guess what? Spider Mine is in the way. Unacceptable landing zone. What's actually the... what's the Protoss voice line for that? Cannot build there. Something like that. Something a little too aggressive for what the situation calls for. Oh, Vulture comes up, snipes the probe. You know, I liked the first 20 minutes from our Protoss, but I kind of feel like Terran is not dead by any stretch. It's only a 9 supply difference now. How did this happen? I told you how. RoyaL's one of the best players of getting into 4 bases, into 5 bases, getting a huge economy rolling, and maxing out as fast as anybody can in a game like this. Is he committing to this? He is. 4 shuttles into the 4th base. Zealots. Great. Psy Storms 2. You thought it was just Zealots, you fool. No. SCVs 10. Ooh, another 3 or 4 of them go down. 46 workers at 20 minutes is not where you want to be. Zealots taking out missile turrets too. You got to replace those, or future drops are going to be so hard to deal with. Wow. This poor probe. Goodness gracious. Having to build a cannon just to get an expansion down here. The delay caused by this one spider mine is incredible. And guess what? Delayed enough, the Terrans showed up. And the Protoss is showing up to try to save it. He's just gateway manning, though. Sieged up. Hey, you want to come across this bridge? You want to come across? No? Cool. Jump in there. He's leaving. He's leaving. Ugh, why am I sneezing so much? It's like 4 sneezes in a row. I hope I muted properly. Yeah, probe dies. Base canceled. Pylon down. He's expanding down here. RoyaL. RoyaL. Doing incredible work here. He's lost so many SCVs. He doesn't care. Trying to break it with the Psy Storm, with the Zealots. Dragoons fired away from long range. EMP. Tossed down here too by Science Vessel, who's joined the party. Got my own spellcasting, says Rain. I've been seeing your Psy Storms. Well, the other way around. Anyway, RoyaL's got spellcasting. About a 30 supply advantage now after that engagement, and that was really excellently well done. Well executed in general here by Rain. He was able to take out a lot of tanks. Couldn't quite push it in the natural base, which would have been awesome. Getting on top of these factories with gateway units is pretty rad, especially Zealots. Mixed up with the Dragoons. Yeah, this is great. This base, though, is so big. So big from RoyaL. Zealot bombing your D-Matrix siege tanks doesn't work as well. Oh, dude, the storm drops. Look at... Oh! Look at that. If Rain wins this, it is the SCV deaths. And if RoyaL wins this, despite all the SCV deaths, it's going to be even more impressive. Protoss has his top third of the map now. 7 total bases spanning the top-ish here. And if RoyaL can hold on to these bottom left and split the map in half, we know what that means. Another giant storm drop. Dude. This is just rude at this point. Some of the more successful storm drops we've seen against somebody of RoyaL's caliber in a while. I told you Rain's a monster. I told you he was when I started this game. Did you believe me? Maybe. But also, maybe not. Really, the only hope here for Rain is that RoyaL doesn't take these 2 bases anytime soon. And this advantage of these 2 bases can be felt. Protoss fans everywhere are like, please. Please pull this thing out. But I just don't know that RoyaL's going to be dumb enough to leave these alone. Yeah, he's already building. Actually, he had this one first, and then this one, and then this one. Supply depots are not enough to keep us out, say these Zealots. I guess they're in. Sure. Did he go shuttle down? Couldn't get it inside the main base. Got wiped out before then. Dragoons coming across the bridge. A little bit of a clunky scenario. But not too bad. Not too bad here. Missile turrets are always good targets. SCVs are getting tackled down there as well. Tackled, I mean stabbed to death by the Psyblades of the Zealots. 53 workers at 24 minutes. Not ever where you want to be. So yeah, this base is kind of building to drop prevent it before he actually gets the command center rolling. Another storm drop over here at the third base of RoyaL. Good golly, he's storming the Vultures. He's storming the SCVs. 43 SCVs. This is the most insane commitment to drops I've seen in a PvT in at least a year. Like I said earlier, I've been casting on this channel since 2015. I think I started introducing Brood War in 16 or so. But, ooh, it's a Stargate. It's a Stargate, guys. Has Rain decided, I can't break this. This map is bad. Bad for breaking. This bridge sucks to cross. I mean, these are nice wide open spots, but the Terran's got it pretty well covered. He knows how to play this map. He's not going to be caught surprised. 4 Stargates at a time on the way. Hold your horses, everyone. Good, great size storm. Nice EMP on the counterattack, though. Vulture. Another storm drop because that's what we do. And, bruised up a few of them. Killed a couple of them. We'll do the Archon dance. Archon dance in this base. Wraith trying to shut it down. Good luck, Wraith. Your DPS is not enough to destroy the love of 2 Archons embraced in the Archon dance. But there's other stuff coming that is. Oh, EMP's pretty good. That's one way to do it. Yeah, RoyaL's ahead 10 supply after all of this. He has weathered the storms literally and figuratively today to basically take his half of the map and force Rain to be like, all right, it's time. Carriers have arrived. Fleet beacon. Attack upgrades. Is he scanning? Okay, now we're going to play the game. Does RoyaL know that it's carriers? So he's building tanks right now, which he wouldn't be doing if he knew there were carriers in production. Yeah, vultures and tanks. This is a very much, I am playing against Gateway Man style of production. There's a scan. Yep, they do a great job scanning out on the map to see where the army is. They do a less good job scanning bases to see when the carriers are going to show up. This is one heck of a PvT, folks. This is intense. This is really problematic for RoyaL. He's going to be maxed out on stuff that doesn't shoot up. He's going to have like, okay, 5 Goliaths on the field. 5. He's going to need more than that. Look at Rain. I'm still out on the map. I'm just Gateway Man. Look at me. No, I'm not building carriers. Why would I be doing that? I'm still trying to beat you with these ground units. The only things that can fly are these shuttles. You got that covered with 4 or 5 Goliaths and a couple turrets. Don't even worry about it. Ooh, we did scan the main. Oh, he did it. He did the thing. He caught the double Stargate running. Is he going to scan to clarify? I don't think he's going to do that. I don't think he has to. So now he moves because he's got to move now. He has to free up supply if he's going to be able to make Goliaths with his money. So he pushes across, eats a bunch of storms, loses some tanks, loses some units that, well, he needs some of these units. It's going to be hybrid carrier. It's never going to be straight carrier. Oh, he's taking this base right under the nose of RoyaL. Rain. Gutsy moves here. Gutsy moves here. Now 7 Goliaths at a time. Loving it. Loving that moment of recognition from Terran players when they recognize that carriers are on the way. This setup getting shut down. At least the spider mine died. Yeah, RoyaL's trying to win this thing before carriers become a big problem. That's what this is. He's going to siege up, maybe try to fire on that. Can he hit that fleet beacon from down here? That'd be cool, actually. Ah, sieging up on siege tanks. We're sieging up siege tanks on cannons. Never very good. There's the sound of the heckin' bees. There are the bees trying to kill these siege tanks that are trying to kill his Nexus. Not a lot of carriers. It's only 4, but hey, that's what the 4 Stargate affords you, is having 4 carriers immediately. The Matrix, by immediately I mean not immediately. The counterattack by Rain down south, going to town on this bottom left corner. Where's the defense for this whole thing? This base is gonna die, but 2 bases of the Terrans are gonna go down. Carriers trying to stay alive, trying to stay in this dead. There you go. Up on that high ground, up in the fog of war, so you can't get body shots. Couple body shots, not a lot. Another round of 4 carriers comes in. This is crazy good. The 4 Stargate transition out of Gateway, man, out of Rain. Protoss fans everywhere are cheering wildly right now. They could not be happier about how this game is turning out. Now it's 194 to 149 supply. Goliaths are here. Carriers are at a 111 upgrade. The Goliaths are at 3-2. With cannon support and zealot support, though, it's pretty good against these Goliaths. Bottom left base dead. Bottom left natural base dead. And if Rain expands down here, it's going to be even harder for RoyaL to win this game. Man, the risks you take in StarCraft sometimes. I guess Rain had enough bases that he maybe wasn't risking a ton. Well, a carrier does die. That's 1 down. That's the sound of a carrier dying. More zealots coming down that ramp, ready to fight, but that's what the vultures are for. Zealots trying to take down the siege tanks. Nope. Okay, well, Goliaths are going to have to do it now if we're going to save this Nexus, but also you just expand here. I think you can just expand here. Yeah, you can let this base die. Hold this high ground, which is much easier to hold. Both players are at 36 workers, by the way. With the death of all the workers in these 2 bases, and the deaths of these workers, and this one, and holy smokes, RoyaL's expanding up the right side. Hold on. I don't want to call it yet. I feel like Rain is ahead. I feel like with his carrier control, he's going to be able to pull this thing out. But man, it's tight. Losing that Nexus hurts. If he loses this whole top right area, I don't know what happens to Rain at this point, but the reinforcements coming across are a little bit meager. Not a lot of gas here from RoyaL. His new base is just now getting a refinery down there. And he knows he's got to get up this ramp, so he does. He goes up the ramp with a siege tank. Covers it with low ground siege tanks. 155 to 123 supply. DT at the top of the ramp. Hacking away. There was a scan earlier. Do you recognize there's a Dark Templar in your midst, boys? Yes, actually. There's a missile turret down there, providing some much-needed detection. Another DT. 2 more DTs come down the ramp. And they're just kind of trying to thin out the Goliaths, either through their attacks or through taking friendly fire tank splash to take the Goliaths down. 140 to 102 supply. This is getting worse and worse for RoyaL and better for Rain. I think he's running out of steam. I think if this base dies, I don't know what RoyaL does. If he's going to win this thing, that is a... No, you can't defeat carriers when you have 3 Goliaths against 10... No. These guys getting cut off. They're trying to join this party. Definitely not. And now it's 150 to 80 supply. I think Rain has done it. Surprise! Carrier tech switch, folks. Protoss fans everywhere are always so very happy to see that. It increases the win rate of late game PvT by about 80% over straight up Gateway Man. RoyaL recognizes he's under 100 supply. Not a great place to be in a PvT. It's not like Rain's maxed out, but the cost efficiency of these carriers is ginormous. And GG! RoyaL does end up tapping out there in 34 minutes and 5 seconds. Oh my goodness. What an absolutely crazy crazy showing there. Crazy showing there from Rain. I told you he's scary. He's taking on ASL champions up here. Just because RoyaL has a more recent ASL championship doesn't mean that Rain's doesn't count. No, it doesn't. And good news, too. SSL is coming back for sure. We're doing qualifications soon. So watch this space for information about it. And join the Discord server for more information, too. So, yeah, GG. I mean, take the top third of the map. Get into carriers. Hope the Terran doesn't scout you soon enough to shut you down. And get the win. Well done there. Outproducing the Protoss player just barely was RoyaL. Getting out-killed by the Protoss player just by a tiny bit, too. 45 to 23 buildings razed. More done by the Protoss, and the outspend is about 35,000 resources. Little more than that, actually, in a 34-minute game, which will get it done. Wow, that was one heck of a PVT for sure. DEFCON 1, absolutely. Thanks, RJB, for the replay, and that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, and also Blue Sky and TikTok in case you're interested. All at /Falcon Paladin. Check me out on your favorite social media platform. Search Falcon Paladin. You'll find me. And until next time, as always, thanks for hanging out, and you take care of yourself.